And welcome to our session today, which is creating a promotional campaign for e-resources. So with me today is Christopher Robinson, and he is the Outreach Engagement Librarian at UNC-Wilmington. So I will now hand it over to Christopher.
Okay, let me get my presentation up. Right. Okay. Okay. Can everyone see the presentation? Let's see. I can't tell if it's is it Claire, is it showing on your end?
Yes, it's showing.
Okay, thanks. So hello everyone. Again, my name is Chris Robinson. And as Claire said, this presentation is called Creating a Promotional Campaign for e-resources. And let's go ahead and jump in. Okay. So just to tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about my background. I have a bachelor's degree in marketing and another one in business administration. And I have my MLS in library and information studies. And I am the outreach and engagement librarian at UNCW. And today I just want to share with you some of the things that I've done here to help promote our e-resources. And the pictures that you do see over here are different intersections of myself, things that I like to do. Of course, I love the beach. That's one of the reasons for deciding to come to this area and work at this institution. I also like things like zip lining, ATVing, photography, art. I create various types of art, but since moving to this area, I started creating seashell flowers. So the picture that you see in the lower left corner, the hair for it is all made out of seashells. So that's one of the things that I enjoy doing. But before I get started getting into the presentation, I always start my presentations with a breathing exercise. Also here at UNCW, I run a space called Retreat at Randall. It's our mindfulness and wellness space, and I do programming for that space. So we do things like mindful yoga, we do tea tasting and things like that. And the reason why I like to do a breathing exercise before a presentation is because we were all doing different things before deciding to come to the presentation. So there's different levels of energy. And so the whole goal is to bring everyone on one accord and get started. So if you are interested and are willing to participate, I invite you to join me. And let's get that started. Okay. So this exercise is called Take a Moment to Pause. So at this time, I would like you to notice what is going on with you right now. Whatever thoughts may be around, whatever feelings or emotions, any sensations in the body, just tuning into what the weather pattern inside is for you right now. Continue being open to this for a few moments. As best as you can, letting go of the tendencies that we all have of wanting things to be different than they are right now. See if you can allow things to be just as they are right now in your mind. and in your body. Gathering your attention on your breath, down in your abdomen as you breathe in and out, not trying to make the breath do anything special or be different than how you found it. Just focusing on the sensations of the breath and the out breath. And if the mind wanders, gently escorting the attention back to the breath and the sensations of breathing. Expand attention to the body as a whole. Breathe in, breathe out. You can be aware of all the sensations in your body from the top of your head to the toes, to the fingertips, to the sensations of the skin, and all of the sensations inside your body as well. Aware of the whole landscape of sensations in the body. Once again, see if you can allow the sensation to be exactly as you found them. Not trying to change them in any way. A sensation of opening to what's here right now. A sense of coming home to the body and allowing yourself to be exactly as you are, moment by moment, breath by breath. And then at a certain point, begin to move your fingers and toes, letting your eyes open if they were closed, and resuming the activities of your day. Thank you for taking this moment to do this exercise with me. And again, the reason why for this exercise is just to help us to connect to the present moment. All right, so let's jump into the session. So this session explores the different approaches to marketing and promoting library e-collections using book displays, bathrooms, and by bathrooms, I mean bathroom marketing, and social media to increase awareness, circulation, visibility of your library's hidden collections, which are typically our e-collections. Participants will learn the difference between marketing and promotion, to create a promotional campaign to market e-resources from idea to application, to use web-based tools such as Padlet, Dropmark, Canva, and Instagram to promote e-resources, and to track and assess the effectiveness of your promotional campaign. Okay, so we come to our first poll question. And let's see, and Claire is going to help me out with getting those polls.
You'd like me to launch it?
Yes, you can go ahead and launch it, the first one.
Launching it now.
Okay, yes. So we have two poll questions for the first one. And the first question is, have you ever developed a promotional campaign? Yes or no? And then the second question is, do you know the difference between marketing and promotion? And I'll give everyone a minute or two to answer the poll questions.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
Gonna say, it looked like we had everyone, but we got a couple more, so.
Okay.
All right, I think we have everyone, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it and share the results.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so we have 41% said yes, they have developed a promotional campaign. 49% said no. Let's see. Do you know the difference between marketing and promotion? 28% said yes, 72% said no. Okay, so hopefully from this presentation, for the ones who said no to the first one, never developing a promotional campaign, hopefully you'll be able to gain or grab some tools or and information to help you with your own campaign. But then for the ones who said yes, hopefully you'll be able to gain some new insight or some new information to add to previous campaigns that you've done or campaigns that you are planning to do in the future. And usually the part between marketing and promotion, that's usually a one that I do get a lot of people saying that they don't know the difference, and we'll go over what the differences are shortly in the presentation. But thank you everyone for taking the poll, and we're going to move forward. Okay, so now we are at the part of what is marketing? And so marketing is the process of creating a product or service with the right idea, preparation, and appropriate execution. And organization can put together a good product or service that customers will love and will use to the best of their ability. Some types of marketing, I'm sure we are familiar with a lot of these. Social media, it's one of the primary ways that a lot of us promote our events, services, and things like that. But then there's also paid marketing, affiliated marketing, email marketing, and internet and outdoor. Email, of course, is usually typically either just sending a flyer to someone, or it could be a whole actually email promotional campaign as well. Outdoors, of course, billboards, any type of outdoor advertisement. But then also some of the benefits of marketing is the goal is to have that global reach. We're trying to reach a certain demographic or a certain target audience to attend our programs or events, or to promote our resources to. And then, of course, to increase leads, to start. And then the goal of it is to figure out the best practices, to figure out how to best measure the results so you can have a more successful or effective marketing. And one of the what is it called? The marketing mix, which is the 4 Ps of marketing, which is price, product, promotion, and place. But then these also have been extended out to also include people, process, and physical evidence. And those are some things to keep in mind when you are thinking of marketing and building out a campaign. Typically for most of our programs here at the library, well, the majority of our programs here at the library are free. So price is easy, there's no price. But then we have to think about, what are we promoting at the time? What is our particular product? And so just thinking through that, and then thinking, how do I want to promote this? How do I get this to that target audience? How do I get them to respond? And then place, where is it going to be located? Is it physical? Is it virtual? And so just thinking through the process. And then next we have promotion. Promotion is creating, hold on. All right, promotion is creating a need or a desire in someone, and then introducing that need or desire to others. So some types of promotion are sales, digital, advertising, direct, and personal selling. And then the benefits of promotion is to increase brand awareness, drive more traffic to whatever you're trying to drive that traffic to, and then build sales and profit. So in this case, not necessarily for our library, we're not necessarily trying to build sales or profit, but what we're trying to build is that building relationships between different stakeholders, and trying to entice various demographics to come into the library, to use our resources, to use our spaces. And then lastly is to provide appropriate information. And it says marketing starts from identifying customers' needs and continues from production and selling to finally providing after sales service to a customer. And then promotion is all about creating a positive public awareness about the product. And it involves strategy, such as advertising and publicity. So promotion is more so the, I don't want to necessarily say the after effect of marketing, but in a way marketing happens first, but then promotion is kind of like that point when you're like, how do I get what I'm trying to, what service or product am I trying to promote to a particular audience? How do I get that to them? What is going to, I guess, be the hook to get them in? That's what you can kind of think about promotion as. And let's see. And then a promotional campaign, it's kind of mixing all of this together. And so here it says a promotional campaign is any organized marketing effort to market a product, service, or brand. And then some examples of successful promotional campaigns are like Nike, Just Do It, Dove, Real Beauty, Coca-Cola, Share Coke, Verizon, Can You Hear Me Now? So if we start to like look at these different type of campaigns and kind of see what they did to like hook people. And sometimes we can think of things for ourselves. Like I know one of the campaigns that I am working on now for our library is I've heard of people around campus say that Randall Library is the heartbeat of campus. And I've heard it multiple times, but I've never seen it written down, branded, or anything. So one of my goals is to start this whole campaign of centering Randall Library as the heartbeat of campus. And that would be my tagline, which would be similar to what you see here, like Just Do It or Share a Coke. And then some other types of promotional campaigns, you can do things, well, not necessarily, I wouldn't say libraries, but we could if we figured it out. But promo codes is one way. But we can definitely do giveaways and gamified content. Here at the library, we have gamified many of our instruction classes, or any types of trying to take big chunks of information and figure out ways to have students find a fun way to be able to take in that information through gamification. And then we can do things such as bundles. I've done that as well through trying to bundle multiple things while using a physical book display as the center, but using other components such as QR codes and different types of, how do I say it, ways to display signage at the displays to try to take it just from a physical display and expanding it beyond just a physical display. And then there's the last one here is through referral programs. But promotional marketing is the activities, the tactics, the overall strategy used to share information about and promote a business, product, or service. The idea is to increase brand awareness and engagement, which will subsequently lead to leads and bring people into the door or have them look at your e-resources. Excuse me. So now we're getting to the part of what is the difference. So marketing consists of many activities and promotion is just a part of marketing. Marketing can exist without the help of promotion, but promotion cannot exist independently. So you have to have marketing in order to have promotion. And promotion is all about creating a positive public awareness about the product. And it involves strategies like advertisement and publicity. And then marketing starts from identifying consumer needs and continues from production and selling to finally providing after sales service to customers. So anytime that we think of or hearing about selling and sales, I know like here in the library, we have to kind of take the typical marketing terms and kind of make them fit for us. And so in this case, typically we're not necessarily selling something, but we have a plethora of services and resources and things that we want users to buy into, to use, to become frequent users. And so we have to figure out how to craft it and make it work for us. And so throughout this presentation, and I have a couple of things to share with you of how I kind of crafted the language to kind of fit more of what I needed in library, what I needed for libraries. But then the last bullet point is advancement of a product or service is at the focus of promotion, while identification and satisfaction of customers' needs is the focus of marketing. And that's the key right there to me, where promotion is, about moving that particular product or service forward. Again, like our e-resources, typically it is a hidden collection. A lot of people either don't necessarily know what we have. So we have to bring it out and bring it to the forefront. And that's just that focus on advancing that particular service that we offer. And so now we're going to get into the 7 steps of launching a promotional campaign. And so first we have defined target audience. And with that is you definitely want to take a moment and say, who is my target audience for this particular collection, program, or group of resources? And then once you identify that, then you can strategically craft a plan to reach that audience or to talk to people and have those conversations of how do I reach that that particular audience. And in this moment, you are trying to target that audience because you're trying to get that audience to come, but then also increase, whether it's stats or attendance. And so I guess a quick example of how I did this is we started about 2 years ago, a campaign, or not a campaign, but a group of workshops for Love Data Week, which is in February. And so the first year on campus, like a lot of people had no idea what Love Data Week was. And, we did a save the date, we sent out email marketing and everything. And we had a decent attendance, but it wasn't the best. So when I sat down with the librarian who runs that, and some of the questions I started to ask is, since this is new to campus, a lot of people have no clue what Love Data Week is. So how do we, one, position Love Data Week in a way that others can find interest? And the first go around, it was just sending marketing out wherever. But then once we found our target audience and became more strategic, we were able to increase. I think last time we had almost 100 people attend. But then the second go around, after being a little more strategic, we had 250 people attend this past one. So like defining your target audience is very, very important. And then selecting your marketing channels. So like that could be anything. Where is your audience? So once you define your target market, you have to market to the platforms or in areas and locations where they are. So are they on Facebook? Is it a community group? Is it just community members? Like, where are they? And then also thinking, age range, like what is it? Is this for children? Is this for adult? Is this for teens? Is it for preteens? Thinking through all, like, where are they? You can find adults on Facebook, but a lot of teens and young adults, they might not be on Facebook at all. So if you are promoting to teens via Facebook, but if they're not there, then they won't see the message. So you have to find out where are they? Where's your target audience? And then we have create campaign content. So once you've defined your target audience, decided on how to reach them, then you want to create campaign content. And that can be anything from whatever graphics or promotion that you need. It could be what you need for a budget, if there is a budget for this particular campaign. But I know usually for most of my marketing or promotional campaigns, there's no budget. So it's just using creative and free resources to kind of help get my message out. Then this is also the moment where you can think about, how am I going to craft the message? What is it going to say? And how am I going to execute this? So it's just in this phase, it's just thinking about the overall content for the campaign. Then you have identify stakeholders. So who are all the key players? If it is like a program, then you might have partners. But then if it's just promoting e-resources, then your stakeholders at that time would just be library users. unless you have a certain e-collection that you are trying to promote. And again, that depends on demographic. So if it is a children's collection that you're promoting, then of course, in that case, your stakeholders would be children or parents with children. So of course, identify your stakeholders and then allocate promotion budget. So if if you do have room to for a budget and can pay for different things, this is something that you want to think of, like, how am I going to use the funds most effectively? And then you start looking at different marketing outlets and, and figure out, okay, how do I get the most bang for my buck? And that's a kind of like allocation of promotional budget. And then we have monitor and document the process. And this is the part where I've seen where a lot of people will do the first steps, but then when they get to monitor and documenting the process, like, people do well monitoring, but then they don't always document. And the key here is to document. So if you do repeat this again, you can kind of see where things went good, where things went wrong, and then you can make adjustments for your next campaign. And then again, assess. The last thing is to just go back and look over everything, document. And also take time to just debrief and again, go over the process of what went great, what went wrong. And again, and making adjustments from that point forward. And then also, it can, having good data to go off of can help you decide, okay, well, should I do this promotion again? Or, well, should I do this promotion again if I make a couple of tweaks? Or should I, scrap it all together and start anew, or find something else to promote? So these are the 7 steps of launching a promotional campaign. And so we have our next poll question.
All right, let me get it up here.
Okay.
All right, you should see it now.
Okay. So which of these tools have you used in a promotional campaign? Social media, Padlet, Dropmark, CodeFlow, and plus there are many of tools, but just trying to gauge here because these are some of the tools that I use. So I kind of want to know if anyone in the audience have used any of these to help create or to push their promotional campaign forward.
All right, it looks like most people have
taken it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I'll end poll now.
Okay. Okay. So the bulk of us have used social media. 9% have used Padlet, 4% Dropmark, and 4% Flowcode. Okay, so this gives us a good starting point because social media definitely is the easiest. And one thing with Padlet is I've seen a lot of people use it for instruction, but then I figured out a different way to use it to help promote our e-resources. So I will show you what I did there. And then I can also show you what I've used with Dropmark and Flowcode as well. All right, so now we're getting to the part of the presentation about promotional marketing tools. I do like this image because, granted with marketing, it does seem like a lot is being thrown at a person and you're kind of like, what do I focus on? What do I do? So hopefully, instead of the goal here is to think more strategically. So instead of just blanketing all of our promotional or using all our promotional tools, then we can start to think about what are the best tools to use. And again, thinking about intentionality and what can be most effective. All right. So one of the biggest, even though I do use Facebook and Twitter here, however, at least far as with students, the biggest is Instagram. And so I've done multiple things with, as you can see here on the screen. One is the ebooks that I'm going to show you how I use Instagram plus Padlet to create a way to access ebooks instead of just going directly to our website and typing in that ebook title within our catalog. And then here you also see where we did it's part of a giving campaign and creating creating e-content to help promote for Giving Day. And we were posting, I think, every hour on the hour. So thinking through that whole campaign, what is going to be posted when, what are we trying to show? And here we're trying to show the multiple things that we do here at Randall Library and trying to like, why should someone give us or donate to us? And so let's start with the new year, new you. So if I click on that one, let's see, it should redirect us. Okay. All right. So are you all able to see the Padlet?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. So here with the Padlet is I was able to use it in a way where I would go online, find the book cover, and then put all this information into Padlet, but then I would link it using a permalink directly to the resource in our catalog. So here you see where it says yoga in the music studio. And so if you click here, and it will it takes us directly to the catalog. And so in Instagram, I'll just make a post and then add the link. So I will link to bio or create a story where I can actually put a link in there and link it directly to the Padlet I created. So people can come in and scroll through our e-resources. And usually what I do is try to tie this in with a physical display. And so with the physical display, I would use a QR code that will link back to the Padlet. So if someone is looking at the physical display, they can see the physical materials that we have. But if they want to dig a little deeper, they can scan that QR code and can see in a visual representation of what we have for those particular resources. And I've been doing this for, I think, the last 2 years now. And we have definitely seen a increase within our e-collection and also an increase of questions about our e-collection by doing this or incorporating this within our displays. Then let's do the giving campaign. And here's just kind of, to show the creating the content. And then let me see if I can back out a little bit. Okay. All right, so you can see here that there's multiple posts for the giving campaign, and you can see like how we decided to highlight certain areas. So events and programming, and showing students participating in library events, and then creating that content or that caption that reflects that. Also taking moments to anything that we also promoted a scholarship during that time as well. So we took that campaign and was able to present the winner of that scholarship during the campaign to show like, hey, we are doing these things, and pretty much just saying, hey, we want to show you what we're doing, the great things that we're doing, and we hope that you see the things that we're doing and would like to donate. But I won't spend too much long on this, but this is all on our Instagram if you are interested to look into it deeper. All right. And then it's Padlet. And even though I already mentioned it, but I've really sing high praises of Padlet, just for the versatility of the program. And from where you can see the 3 phone screenshots, the first one is using it to promote the e-resources. But then for students' exams, used it as a posting tool and as a wall of inspiration. And students can message each other and say, things, positive things to each other during exam times. We've also used it to for staff and sending well wishes and send-offs, wishing people good luck on their next journey or happy retirement and things like that. And then we've used it for instruction and having students use it as an interactive tool. And Flowcode. Now, Flowcode is a QR code generator, and then there's a free component to it. And what I did in our retreat space is, instead of actually having physical books in that space, took foam core and had the cover of the book printed on there with some information at the bottom, and then a QR code that linked it to the item within our catalog. And from doing that has one, helped promote that collection within that space. But then using Flowcode, it gives you information about that particular scan, and it'll tell you how many times it was scanned, the date, the time. Then you can also go through and from that information, because what I'll do is every semester, just to make sure that codes aren't dead codes or dead links, I'll go through and scan to check them. So in that report, you can see where you scan, and then you can take that information out, and then can say, like, for the mindful and meditation one, you can see here, I had 9 scans, but I also know 2 of those scans were from me. So then I can look at it and say, all right, based on this particular resource, at this particular time, a year or 2 ago, if well, if that resource was here a year or two ago, I can do that analysis and say, all right, well, in those 2 years prior, it only checked out or was looked at once or twice. Because of doing this, now I can say, oh, it has been checked out 5 times, or it's been viewed this many times based on the scans that I see here. And then you can go through and you can view different analytics and use it just to as an assessment tool. Like I said, there is the free component, and then I think after 10 codes, then there is like you have to go to a paid version. But also I've learned that if you no longer need a code on one of the 10, you can delete that and then generate a new code. And so you can still stay within the free window. But if you need more, you might have to expand out. And then this is just an example of that foam core book cover with the QR code. And like I said, I put those within the space, and I tried to rotate them because I have some within the retreat and then I have some on other displays. So every so often I'll rotate the ones from the retreat and put them on the displays outside of the retreat and vice versa, just to try for variation and also to because we do have frequent users to the retreat. So to try to refresh it and give them something different in the space instead of keeping the same things over and over. And then here is a book display. This was for Hispanic Heritage Month. And as you can see, this display is actually promoting multiple things, even though everything here has something to do with Hispanic Heritage Month or Hispanic culture. Like as you can see here on the glass, it's for the Big Read. And that year we had a house on Mango Street. And so that was something that was easy to incorporate into this display. Then if you can see in the back where there are 2 more QR codes within acrylic signs. And one is to scan to go to the e-collection. And then the other one is to scan to go to, we had a previous exhibit a while back called Somos NC, Latinx Voices. And so you could scan that QR code and it would take you to the virtual exhibit for that. And this way it's trying to make the display more than just the physical books there. So again, trying to extend beyond the display. This is one of the things I brought from a previous institution, but of course we've seen this in other places, is marketing within bathrooms. And typically it's the easiest space to do it because you have a captive audience no matter what. And we did a couple of focus groups and conducted a couple of surveys, and we found that between word of mouth, bathroom marketing, and social media are the main places that students find out about our programs and our resources and things like that. And once we found out that information, we decided, okay, well, I think we need to do a little bit more within our bathroom spaces to promote events, collections, resources, services. And since I've been here, I think almost 5 years now. And in my second year is when we started with the bathroom marketing. And that has really been a really, really big hit here. So if your institution isn't marketing in the bathrooms, I would say definitely give it a shot. And I also created some things too for our students. So like in the bathrooms, when you first walk in, there's this different places on campus if you need help with anything, whether it's learning or need to talk to a counselor or you need to go to the student health center. If you don't have this information readily available, you can just click the QR code and it takes you to their website or to their contact information. Within the bathrooms, we have put signage on the back of stalls, different signs within the actual space itself. And like I said, we really have seen an increase by doing this. In this particular one, it was promoting during Halloween our e-collection far as Halloween-based books, but then also our electronic video collection. And the QR code took the user directly to the movies within our horror section and suspense. So this is just another way of trying to get those hidden resources out in public view. All right, so we're coming up. This is our last poll.
All right, launching now.
Okay, so with our last poll, do you feel you can plan a promotional campaign at your organization? A yes or no? And do you feel you can implement a promotional campaign at your organization? And while you all are taking that poll, I do have a resource that I would like to share. Okay.
All right, it looks like most people have answered. So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and end it.
Okay. Okay, awesome. That's great. And let me put this resource in the chat. This is kind of what I use to kind of when I'm thinking through my campaigns. There's many ways to do it, but I always just try to just always constantly think of like certain questions of what do I need to be thinking about while trying to create a campaign, and what can I do with my tools and resources to do my best to make this campaign successful. So this is just a little form. Let's see if I can bring it up for everyone to see. Can you all see the promotion plan template?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So yeah, this is just something that I share out and that you can use while planning your promotional campaigns, just things to think about, and somewhere to start with organizing it. And let me see, go back. Oops. Okay. All right, so that's all that I have. So if there are any questions, we do have 5 minutes.